The most powerful man in the world made a simple request. He wanted to know the truth. In 1977, President Jimmy Carter asked his intelligence chiefs to show him what America really knew about UFOs, what officials now call unidentified aerial phenomena. It wasn't idle curiosity. 8 years earlier, Carter himself had seen a luminous object hover over a Georgia field and disappear. He filed a report. He promised transparency. And when he finally sat in the Oval Office, he expected answers. He didn't get them. According to officials, the president was told the files were classified above his clearance. The CIA said the material was tied to sensitive defense programs that couldn't be shared. In plain language, the commander-in-chief was told no. The man with nuclear launch codes couldn't open a file drawer inside his own government. Carter's quiet shock marked something larger, proof that there are secrets in Washington even presidents can't see. And he wasn't the first to find that out. Back in 1947, Harry Truman created the CIA and the modern secrecy system just as the Roswell incident exploded into headlines. Whatever the army recovered in New Mexico was hauled away. The story changed overnight, and the new intelligence machine learned its first lesson in silence. Eisenhower warned about the military-industrial complex and watched as black projects multiplied. Stealth planes, spy satellites, whole programs that even Congress barely understood. Then came John F. Kennedy. On November 12, 1963, he signed a memo asking the CIA to review classified UFO data and share information with the Soviets so no one mistook a spacecraft for an attack. 10 days later, he was dead in Dallas. The memo vanished into the archives until decades later. No one can say if Kennedy ever saw a single page of the report he requested. To many, that unanswered memo became a symbol of the vault that never opens. After Kennedy, presidents learned to tread lightly. Lyndon Johnson ignored the subject. Richard Nixon expanded the secret programs that built stealth technology and hid them behind code names. Rumors swirled that Nixon once showed entertainer Jackie Gleason alien bodies. Whether myth or misdirection, it captured the truth of the era. Secrecy had become routine. When Carter asked, the machinery was already bigger than any one president could manage. He accepted the CIA's refusal, but years later admitted he was told information was classified. He smiled when he said it, but the pause between his words still speaks volumes. Ronald Reagan talked of a threat from outside this world, but offered no evidence. Bill Clinton ordered his Justice Department to find the UFO files. His investigator came back empty-handed. Barack Obama said flatly, "There are things in our skies we can't explain." Donald Trump hinted he'd heard some interesting things. Joe Biden sidestepped the question entirely. Every one of them hit the same invisible wall. How does that wall exist? Through a system called Special Access Programs, compartments so restricted that even top-secret clearance doesn't get you in. You have to be read in, personally authorized, and many presidents simply aren't. Legally, they could demand entry. Practically, the bureaucracy can stall, cite national security, and wait out the clock. That's how you end up with a government that hides things not only from the people, but from the person elected to lead them. In the new documentary The Age of Disclosure, Senator Marco Rubio says it out loud. Even presidents have been operating on a need-to-know basis, but that begins to ramp out of control. He adds that unidentified craft have appeared over America's most restricted nuclear sites. And they're not ours. If they're not ours, whose are they? Rubio doesn't say, but his warning is clear. Secrecy has become self-governing. The elected officials are no longer the ones holding the full picture. When presidents can be told no by their own agencies, the constitutional order reverses. Power shifts from the people's representatives to the permanent security state. It's not always malicious, it's inertia, fear and habit, but it erodes the very idea of democratic control. And that's why this story matters. It isn't only about UFOs, it's about the architecture of secrecy itself. If all these administrations were truly hiding nothing, there'd be no reason for the silence. You don't classify the ordinary. You don't redact weather balloons. You hide only what you fear would change everything, or reveal incompetence you can't defend. We may never know which. Jimmy Carter went to his grave still wondering what he wasn't allowed to see. Every president since has joked, deflected or shrugged, as if the joke itself were part of the oath of office. They can laugh on camera, but when the lights go down, even they ask the same question. What's really up there? Maybe the vault holds proof that we're alone. Maybe it holds proof that we're not. Either way, it's our vault, and the longer it stays locked, the more it reminds us that in the land of the free, even the truth can be classified. To stay up to date on the latest science and technology news, subscribe to Breaking Through News on YouTube or at breakingthrough.com.